Hello, this is Cindy from Cindy's Library back again, and I today want to talk about my goals for next year, reading-wise. And the short answer is I don't want to particularly do any goals. Part of that is because there are some things that I have no idea are coming out next year that I might very well want to read by some of my old favorite authors or discover new ones. And reading is in part a mood thing. For some things you have to be in the mood, it is true. I've never actually set reading goals beyond reading lots. However, there are a few things that I am planning on doing. The first is I have taken notes from a few books before, but more for an academic purposes, so to speak, not so much for this vlog or for my own use, although I have kept a reading list of what I've read for years. So I'm going to try that next year, start writing about what I am reading a bit more, and hopefully that will help make this vlog a bit more coherent as well. I have a pretty good memory when it comes to stories, but remembering all the most important details is sometimes another thing, and that says nothing about wonderful quotes or things like that. So we'll give that a try next year. As for the rest, well, this year was supposed to be a year of Shakespeare, and I'm working on L.M. Montgomery's short stories, both of which I have done primarily on my commute to work on the train. However, I have been working from home since mid-March due to the pandemic, and so that did not happen. Not that I am upset about that. Working from home has allowed me to do a bit more serious reading, which has been wonderful. And so no regrets as far as that goes. I've also been able to do a lot of Madeleine L'Engle this summer, and I did Victober and have rediscovered Victorian literature, which has also been wonderful. So no wasted time here, and I'd have to go and look at my list to see what else I've managed to do. So we will do a full vlog on that later, but for next year, first of all, Elizabeth Gouge. She is wonderful. I need to read her books. Now, I don't want to burn myself out on this, so I think what I'm going to plan on doing is do roughly one of her books a month, which will leave time between to savor them, and her books are ones that should be savored, and time for plenty of other reading around it. I do want to do Jane Austen July this year, and of course, Victober, and we'll see what else I want to do as well. I have way too many books I need to get through. Maybe I'll make a list of some of my middle grade books to do middle grade March. That might be a good idea too. Beyond that, I am in the middle of plenty of books that I want to get through, so we'll be working on that. As for other themes, I am thinking I also love Elizabeth Gaskell, so I am thinking this next year will be the year of the two Elizabeths, Elizabeth Gouge and Elizabeth Gaskell. So it's been a while since I've done Cranford, so I need to reread that. I'm in the middle of Wives and Daughters. I have read North and South, So if I don't reread that, I won't feel terrible. But I read a lot of her short stories last month, so that will leave Sylvia's Lovers, Ruth and Mary Barton as the main ones, so I can easily do that. I also want to finish the Brontes off. I have read Jane Eyre. We did Shirley for last Victober, and Craftlit. We just finished The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. So that leaves The Professor, Villette, and Agnes Grey. No, I don't want to do Wuthering Heights right now, I'm afraid. From everything, it sounds like it is not my type of thing. So I will not be doing Wuthering Heights right now, but if I were to finish everything else off, I think that is quite doable for this year as well. And after that, if I can, I have a little bit of Virginia Woolf I want to try, so I may do that. And if I can get through all of that, then I will start on George Eliot because I loved Middlemarch and I am excited to try some of her other stories. Silas Mariner and Daniel Deronda especially come to mind. Now, beyond those, oh, it is hard to say truly. I am not sure what direction I want to go, except that what I do know is I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 older new Star Wars novels that I haven't gotten to yet. I don't expect I will necessarily get through all of them, but if I could at least finish 1 or 2 of them, as well as keep up with what's coming out, if I am enjoying it, then I would say that would be well. And beyond that, I'm not going to make any plans. Oh, except no doubt I will finish up with all the brief theological introductions to the books of the Book of Mormon, which I have been working on. I'm in the middle of the first half of Alma, which is quite interesting. No doubt throw in a few more romances, some middle grade, some fantasy. I may or may not do Dune. We will see. Not sure this is the year to catch up on all my Brandon Sanderson. We'll have to see how I feel about that too. But I am sure I will find some wonderful fantasy to look at as well, since I love that too. And maybe there will be a few oldies but goodies that I want to throw in there, like finishing reading the Harry Potter series again. That would be fun. So those are my plans for the next year as far as reading goes. Very fluid. They may change in the middle if I discover something wonderful, or depending on what is coming out, but maybe not. Oh, and I did want to say, as far as audiobooks go and such, don't know what Craftlit will be doing next, so we will have to see. But I do want to see if I can't listen to their version of Gulliver's Travels this year. That would be good, along with whatever new thing they start in January. And I'm thinking this is the year to tackle Les Mis through audiobook. Yes. And if I need to intersperse it with some P.G. Wodehouse, we can live with that. And if I get through all of that listening-wise, it may be time to tackle war and peace. And I'm thinking that is the way to do it. Sometimes I do better listening, and I noticed with the brothers Karamazov that with listening there was no problem with me understanding which character was being talked about because I heard the name. I wasn't looking at it, and so it wasn't just a jumble of letters for an unfamiliar name that started with K, and there are 3 major characters in the whole book that start with K. So if I get through all of that, wonderful. If not, I'm sure I will still be creating for myself a wonderful reading journey this next year. So I would love to hear if any of you have reading plans, and wish you luck with them. And until next time, I hope everyone stays safe and healthy, and happy reading.